You know this person, front row, always prepared, always scoring the highest marks. The one teachers point at and say, be like them, and maybe that person was you. Or maybe you spent your entire life trying to become that person, because you were told something very simple: topper equals success. But here's the uncomfortable question. If that's true, then why do so many toppers struggle later in life? Why do they end up confused, stuck, or average? And why do some of the people who were never top end up building better lives? That doesn't make sense. Unless the entire idea of the topper mindset is flawed. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about why most people stay stuck in average lives. If you're someone who feels lost, confused, or stuck despite working hard, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the truth. The topper mindset is not designed for real life. It's designed for a system, a very specific system. A system where rules are fixed, questions are predictable, answers already exist, and your job? Memorize, repeat, perform. Do that well, and you win. Inside the system. But here's what most people don't realize. The real world doesn't work like that. There is no syllabus. There are no important questions. There is no fixed answer key. And suddenly, the skills that made you a topper don't give you the same advantage anymore. This is where it starts to break. Let me explain. The topper mindset trains you to chase certainty. You want clear instructions. You want defined steps. You want guaranteed outcomes, because that's how you were rewarded. But in real life, the highest rewards come from uncertainty, from doing things where the outcome is not guaranteed, from solving problems that don't have clear answers. And this creates a conflict inside your mind, because now, the very thing that made you successful before is holding you back. This is where it gets really interesting. The topper mindset is built on external validation, marks, ranks, approval. You perform, and someone else tells you your worth, over and over again, until your brain gets addicted to it. You stop asking, what do I actually want? And start asking, what will get me the highest score? And that question slowly destroys your ability to think independently, because now, you're not optimizing for reality. You're optimizing for approval. Let's make this real. Imagine two people. Person A is a topper. They follow every rule perfectly. They avoid mistakes. They always stay within the safe path. Person B is different. They experiment. They fail. They try things that don't always work. Inside school, person A wins every time. But outside, everything flips. Because real life rewards, asterisk experimentation, asterisk risk, asterisk adaptability, not perfection. And here's the part no one tells you. Topper mindset makes you fear failure, not just dislike it. Fear it, because in school, failure had a cost. Low marks, judgment, embarrassment. So you learn to avoid it at all costs. But in real life, failure is not just normal, it's required. If you're not failing, you're not learning fast enough. And if you're not learning fast enough, you fall behind. Quietly, slowly, without even realizing it. Now you might be thinking, so are toppers doomed to fail? No, that's not the point. The problem is not being a topper. The problem is staying stuck in that mindset. Because if you carry that same thinking into real life, you start making decisions like this. You choose safe careers over meaningful ones. You avoid opportunities because they're uncertain. You overthink instead of acting. And over time, you become average, not because you lack ability, but because you never adapted. Here's what most people don't realize. The real world rewards a completely different mindset. Not the topper mindset, but the builder mindset. The builder mindset focuses on creating instead of consuming, solving instead of memorizing, acting instead of waiting. A builder doesn't ask, what's the right answer? They ask, what can I build with what I know? That's a completely different game. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. So what do you do now? You don't need to unlearn everything, but you do need to shift how you think. First, stop chasing perfect outcomes. Start taking imperfect action. You don't need to get it right the first time. You just need to start. Second, replace validation with feedback. Marks tell you if you followed instructions. Feedback tells you if you created value. That's what matters now. Third, put yourself in environments where there are no clear answers, because that's where real growth happens. Start something, anything, a skill, a project, a small business, content. You will feel uncomfortable. That's the point. Fourth, redefine success. It's not about being the best in a controlled system. It's about being useful in the real world. Because usefulness creates value, and value creates income, freedom, and opportunities. Now let's address the biggest objection. What if I fail? You will. Everyone does. The difference is, most people try to avoid failure. Smart people use it, because every failure gives you data, and data gives you direction, and direction gives you momentum. This is where everything changes. You stop seeing failure as a threat, and start seeing it as a tool. And once that shift happens, you move faster than everyone still stuck playing safe. Here's the final truth. The topper mindset can get you to the top of the system, but it won't get you to the top of real life. For that, you need a different way of thinking, a way that's uncomfortable, uncertain, but real. You're not behind. You're just playing by rules that don't apply anymore. Change the game, and everything changes. If you want to actually break out of this mindset and start building something real, subscribe to the channel, because here, we don't follow the system, we break it.